Hello, everyone. So, with the global pandemic, economy around the globe has slowed down, and large and small companies are trying to lower their operating costs. So, we are doing a series of interviews with Mike Chandler, a well-known procurement expert and thought leader. And our purpose is to empower procurement professionals to deliver additional savings and make their supply chain more efficiently. Hello, Mike. What should the procurement organization focus on during this current climate?
Hi, Mary, and hello, everyone. Mary, thank you for the opportunity. Yes, so recession is that time when the lens is on cost savings and operating margin more than on sales and revenue. Or you can say that this is the time when organizations have more potential to have grip on their cost uh, than on getting the customers to buy their products and services. So, this is truly the time for procurement professionals to really rise and shine in their job and to steer their ship home. I would say a good place to start is to assess your current procurement maturity and your procurement performance, and then look at ways to improve on that. And trust me, however the current state may be, there are so many levers that one can play with to impact your performance positively.
And how can organization access their current state?
Mary, to access their current state, they need to basically answer some very fundamental questions to start with. So, for example, is the procurement function organized to deliver optimal value based on outcomes, or is it merely seen as a cost saving function? What is the level of procurement governance that is in place in the organization? For example, is there a defined procurement policy that guides everyone on how spend takes place in different categories and different spend levels? Is there a buying channel strategy that is clearly defined? Uh, and again, does it apply to different spend levels? Are there processes, tools, procedures in place that one can use to enforce compliance to that policy? Is there a well defined strategic sourcing program in place that aligns well with the organization strategy and objectives? Uh, is there really procurement function involved in demand management initiatives?
Mhm. What else?
Um, let's look at some other things. Are there well defined procurement KPIs and clear ways to measure them? Is there a clear and shared understanding of the key activities, competencies, and responsibilities that are required for each role to deliver that consistent performance and to achieve the objectives that were set out? Also, is there communication and training in place to allow for those approved ways of working? And also, I would mention another important one in this area would be, does procurement really lead a well defined supplier performance and risk management program? And do they have supplier classification in place? So, those
Mm,
would be some areas to look at.
yeah, yeah. Well, that is already some big list. So, what are these typical performance indicators that you mentioned?
Yes, so Mary, like a doctor, one can really measure the health of an organization by simply measuring performance against these key performance indicators. So, to give you some examples, what percentage of spend is under management control and is influenced by procurement? That's a very key measure. For example, 80% plus spend being influenced would be a very good example of an agile, mature organization. What is the percentage spend with your top suppliers? Also, look at the other way. How long is your supplier tail? What is the percentage of your Maverick spend? If you have 40% or more Maverick spend, then it indicates a fairly immature organization. What is the percentage of contract compliance in your spend? A 95% plus spend would again indicate a very world class organization. Then there's some more metrics like, what is the average requisition to order cycle time? What is the percentage of e invoicing enabled suppliers? Again, 90% plus would indicate a fairly mature organization in this space. Then look at some other simple efficiency measures like average cost per PO or cost per invoice processed or the number of POs or invoices per FTE? What is the percentage of timely invoice payment you do? What is the percentage of spend under programs like payment term discounting? So these are just all indicate the health of your organization.
Mhm. Thank you so much for this insight. Can you give an idea on the impact of improving any of these KPIs?
Yes, sure, Mary. So, for example, if you today are doing 5,000 POs per FTE in your organization, and the industry benchmark is you can do 20,000 POs. So, even if you were to double your PO efficiency and let's say achieve 10,000 POs per FTE, you would be bettering your, and let's say you do 200,000 POs annually. It could mean that you're saving about $1 million plus on just PO processing cost. And this is just assuming a certain cost per resource to process those POs. Or give you another example. Let's say if you introduce a payment term discounting plan, a payment term discounting program, and you bring it to 10% of your spend, it could easily deliver a couple of $1 million of additional savings per $1 billion of spend that you have in your organization. So yeah, those are some examples.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. Thank you, Mayank. So maybe what we can do is in our next interview, we can ask you to go into more details on how to improve performance on procurement KPIs, and also what suggestions you have for more mature organization to further deliver value.
Sure. Thank you, Mary. My pleasure. I think it will be really good to talk about these in more detail. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Mayank. Bye.